Trying some new stuff with After Effects. Nice. Hopefully it goes well. So what's better, consistent at Richter skip or wolf clip between bat and elevator? Don't Richter, like, you need to Richter skip to beat the game. You need to Richter skip. You don't need to do the floor clip. I don't understand, like, why you would want to do the floor clip unless you just want to throw away runs for no reason. Just don't do floor clip. You don't need to. Shit, I could get a new world record without doing floor clip. It doesn't save that much time. It saves like 6 seconds. Like, y'all think, like, what is your time right now? If your time is not under 17 minutes, you should not be doing the floor clip. You just don't do it. We need to start rejecting runs that have the floor clip in them if they're not, like, under 17 minutes. That should just be a rule on the fucking leaderboard because it doesn't make sense. Like, if you want to learn how to do the clip for fun or just to understand how it works, great. Do not try and use it in runs because you will not save time. Work on learning the rest of the game first. I'm so mad I can't even play the video game. And I'm saying this because I care about you as a speedrunner. I'm saying this because I have done the mistake of overemphasizing dumb shit like this in a speedrun, when in reality you should just focus on general movement. You should focus on using consistent strategies so you can finish runs, because the more runs you finish, the lower your time is going to get. The more practice you will get playing the video game. But if you're too busy resetting runs to floor clip and losing 20 seconds, 30 seconds going for a floor clip that is not easy. Yeah. There are runs that show off the library movement. Just follow what they do. I have a run that you could follow. You know what? I'm going to, from now on... Oof, I got an idea. Let me finish this run and then I'll talk about it. I'm going to finish this and then talk about it. Because you're not the only person that's fallen into this trap. I would say like 60% of the people that ask me about like help with their speedruns for Symphony of the Night, 60% of people inevitably ask me about floor clip and like, how do I make it easier? When in reality, they don't even have like a time on the leaderboard yet. And it's like, bro, just don't do the floor clip. You don't have to. Nobody told you to do the floor clip. It's like a world record strat, really, only. There are people that go for floor clip right now that shouldn't still. Like their time is somewhere like a 17:30 or something like that, or a 17:20, 17:15. Those times, you don't need a floor clip. You just don't. I'm bad. I'm so mad I can't play. I'm just going to show you. If I go to my channel, which I don't expect everybody to know that this run exists, but on my YouTube channel is a speedrun. Where I lose time on purpose for consistency's sake. Also, F Trump, by the way. I do an entire no reset run and get a 1653. This is using the safest strats possible at the time. And this is back in 2015, 16? I can't read. Like, that is 16. This is also with worse stats. I don't even keep the cross here. If I kept the cross, I would have extra MP, which would make stuff even easier. The technology now to get a no reset, like no floor clip run under 17 minutes is there. I don't even necessarily perform this run particularly well. I don't think, right? Assuming that clock rush doesn't really matter here. The damage stacks, though, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you have to wait in this clock room anyways. What the fuck? Who cares about damage stacks? Just get sub 8 anyways. I did the wrong entry here. I'm losing, like, how much time? I'm losing over a full second. Just here. I'm not going for crazy shield dashing. Actually, my shield dashing is a little fast, but yeah, I'm kind of mashing. The movement's not crazy. I fucked that up. That movement wasn't great. What do I do here? Do I do the old strat? Yeah, I go out of my way to kill this guy, which was the old strat, which loses me another, like, half a second. Like, this is using old strats, and it's still better than, like, what most people can do today. And this is from 2016. These are incredibly safe, super consistent strats. Like, come on, people. Like, I just want you all that want to speedrun this game to do better. That was a slow as fuck menu, too. My PB at the time is a 1643, by the way. I go out of my way to equip a potion and do an extra mist bat to have full invincibility and an extra safety mist here. I just wasted like 3 seconds here. Just to make sure I'm 100% grabbing that fairy card. Like, super duper, like, baby strats here to make sure I don't fuck up. Here I think I mash. I should be mashing at this point for the garnets. Yeah, I'm mashing. It's not even that fast of a mash, but I'm mashing. Which you don't have to do. That only loses like 2 seconds again. Yes, Rapu, what I'm saying is master the fundamentals first. You should focus on doing the basic movement well first. I would literally copy and paste this exact run into whatever run you want to use to like try and figure out like how to play this video game, especially if you're a beginner. And this is with older strats too. Like I'm not even showing off like the really old stuff. Here, no Wolf to Lesser Demon. This loses like 3 seconds. I did a damage boost there, which is actually not good. You shouldn't do this damage boost anymore. We used to think this damage boost was good. It's not. I fucked that up. Oh my god, I just lost like 3 seconds. Why did I press that button? Why did I start backdashing? Why am I not holding forward? Watch this. Watch this. Oh, I'm equipping a library card. I'm using the library card. Wow. That's crazy. Now look how much time compared to my best, right? My PB. My PB, I lost, 7 seconds off, right? So far, how much time will I lose after this whole section is said and done? Probably not that much time. And if you miss the movement, by the way, very easy. All you do is you wing smash, you keep wing smashing, you mist bat here. You don't even have to do this mist bat. There's a better movement that doesn't require you to use that mist bat. And then you do more wing smashes. You just wing smash to the right, you wing smash to the left, and you're pretty much good to go. Even in general, for anyone, the skip is a bitch to nail. Yeah! The only reason I'm doing it is because I'm trying to get the best time that has ever existed, ever! In the history of humanity, since the beginning of time! A world record! If you are not getting a literal world record, then don't do it! Now, when do you think you're ready? Do I ever run with no fairy glitch? There is a glitchless speedrun that I do have, yes. Which is a completely different category. Now, figuring out when you are ready to do world record strats, that is a question that is completely different. I would say, if your PB is not better than this, I fuck this up so bad, and I bonk here. Oh my god, this run is trash. If your run is not better than this trash run, you are not allowed to do floor clip, in my eyes. And if you go for floor clip in your runs and it's not better than this, converting from Xbox to PlayStation. If you're playing on PlayStation, it's going to be a different time. But if you're not at least here, then like, don't ask me about floor clip. Just don't. How much time did I lose? I technically saved time when I should have been losing time over this PB run. Yeah, I only lost like 10 seconds. And that was with imperfect movement too. When is world record? Whenever I calm down. What's happening here? I am just so tired of people asking me to help them with strats they should not be doing. They just shouldn't be doing. And if they want help with those strats, at the end of the fucking day, you go into google.com, you go into the search bar, you type in freaking Castlevania Symphony of the Night speedrun tutorial. You find my tutorial where I already go over everything you need to know. And also in this tutorial, I talk about the library floor clip and I talk about not doing the library floor clip, right? Somewhere. Maybe I don't, actually. Maybe I'm high. Yeah, I don't talk about it. So I go over everything you need to know. Everything. This is not even that outdated anymore. I think I might be wrong about like some optimal strats that have been found since then. But this is like 2 years old. Well, over a year old. But still. This is literally, if you want to get the world record, these are the strats to use. If not, if you are not getting a world record, use these strats. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Fuck, dude. It's years of people squandering their potential because they're like, man, this speedrun is hard. Because you're doing hard stuff that you don't need to do yet. Like, the basic building blocks of this game, all you need to know how to do is fucking wing smash. You should be, if you're new to this game and you want to get good at this game, 90% of your practice should be wing smashing to the left, wing smashing to the right, chaining your wing smashes left, chaining your wing smashes right, chaining your wing smashes up into the left, chaining your wing smashes up into the right. That's it. Every once in a while, you might have to do a downward wing smash. So maybe be good at doing at least one buffered downward wing smash. But that's it. That's like 90% of all you need to know how to do. Also missed batting, but that's literally pressing one button into the other. Once you can do that, the rest of the game is easy. It's so easy. When I was teaching Deo how to speedrun the game, I didn't get into the nitty-gritty of like, these are the exact strats you need to do. I'm just like, nah, wing smash this way. If you need help wing smashing, this is the frame window. You just got to sit down, practice, try it out. He got some pretty decent wing smash chains within a matter of like 2 minutes of me explaining what to do. Like, that's also a good reference video, even though we're mostly rambling about the game. But like, let me find it. Deo man. Let me search on his channel. I think if I just search sotn, it'll probably pop up, right? Yeah, right here. Boom. This is like not an amazing video to watch if you want to learn, but this is a great reference video to show like what learning should look like in this game. Like, you should not be expected to do crazy shit off the rip. Like, I don't tell him to do the library floor clip. Not even once do I tell him to do the library floor clip. I attempt to go for it and show him how fucking stupid it is to go for, and it's not worth doing. But, like, man, I'm just sad that people are wasting their potential to learn and speedrun this game because they have some weird false expectation about, like, what speedrunning this game should be. But if that's your journey and that's what you want to do to, like, try and learn the game just to inevitably quit, fine. I don't care. Either way, I'm going to keep speedrunning and I'm going to keep getting world records nonetheless. If you want to try and improve your own time and improve your own experience with the game, you should probably listen to what I have to say. Probably. But if you don't want to and you want to carve your own path, great. I would be happy to be proven wrong. I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I'd be happy. Upload this? Probably not. This probably won't end up on YouTube, no. This is just for you guys. This is stream-specific stuff, because I don't think YouTube gives a fuck. Maybe I'll do it as, like, a Patreon thing, but nobody... There's, like, 6 people that are on my Patreon, so those people will get to watch me rant, I guess. Anyways. Let me take a short break to desalt and grab some more water. I'll let you guys listen to dummy music. Also, by the way, just as like a side note, I wasn't being like mad. Like, I'm not mad at you as a person, right, for asking these questions. I'm not mad at anybody who wants to get excited about doing fun glitches or anything like that. Like, floor clip is objectively, it's a cool glitch. I get it. I just don't want you to fall into the same trap that so many people have fallen into with the speedrun, myself included. I have worked on and tried to implement strats that I was not ready for a very long time. I was the first person outside of... Okay, I'll just say I'm the second person to ever consider using map buffering to floor clip at the library, right? And it was based off of a different setup that did not save a lot of time, right? Back then, going for floor clip was not worth it. The only reason it ended up being worth it in the long run is because I started developing a meta completely separate from other people that used map buffering for the floor clip, right? I've gone through the entire hero's journey of discovery and change and all of that shit, and I don't want you to have to go through that too, because I've been playing the game for 8 fucking years. I don't want you to have to play the game for 8 fucking years before you're ready to do a world record, you know? Because realistically, if you follow the tools that exist and you don't waste your time, You can get to world record level in this game in well under a year. Well under a year. There are people that have gone from, like, learning the game to being ready to, like, contend for the world record in, like, under 6 months. When in terms of, like, learning a speedrun is, like, no time at all. Jupiter was insane. It was, like, 3 months. Even less than that, really. But he was very adamant about his practice, and he took it seriously. Dyson was incredibly fast learning as well. There's a lot of people that did it. Now, do those people continue to do runs after a while? No, because they need to break through, like, some barriers. But it's like a personal journey for those people, you know? And if you just want to have fun and don't want to listen to a word I'm fucking saying and just, like, do whatever you want anyways, that's totally cool too. That's not a personal judgment, all right? Like, you're allowed to play this game however the fuck you want to play it. That's perfectly fine to me. But the one thing I don't want to hear is people complaining that, man, this run is too hard when they're, like, doing the hard shit that they don't need to be doing. You know what I mean? That's my biggest pet peeve, is when people complain, this run is too hard, and they just don't need to be doing the hard shit, like, at all. I still get mauled over shield dashing, dude. People shield dash wrong. Yeah. That is an extension of the same exact frustration that I feel, where people emphasize, like, I need to be fast mashing in order to get world record, or in order to even start speedrunning this game, right? Maybe it's true that your shield dashing has to be decent to get a world record. Maybe. I don't necessarily believe it has to be. But I mean, like, the record is getting quite optimized. So, like, sure, I'll give it to you. But, like, you're not at world record level yet. There's other things you could be working on. And you can work on your shield dashing, while you get there. I keep forgetting to start my splits, you know? It's like, so many people will pick up the game and then be like, oh, I can't, like, shield dash like the world record. I guess I'm not good enough. I'll just never speedrun this game at all. When it's like, bro, you don't need to do shit. I would rather people speedrun this game by picking up, like, fucking shield rod and all this other, like, super casual stuff just to finish runs, just to get their feet wet to learn the game, you know? So many people get put off to the idea of speedrunning this game because they have a false expectation of what this game should be like speedrunning, and then they try and fight against that false expectation. And they're like, man, this is hard. But a big part of it is because they're doing hard stuff that they don't need to be doing. Shit. You know what I'm doing right here, which is causing so much issues, right? You want to know what I'm doing right here that has killed hundreds of world record runs? Is I am trying to skip doing this. Missed bat right here. That's it. That is a half a second time loss to go for that missed bat. The reason I'm doing it is because of my own stubbornness and my own expectation of what the world record should be like. I could easily PB if I cut out that one, like, missed bat skip. If I just do that missed bat, it will let me finish so many more runs. So many more. In fact, let me time how much time it actually loses. I'm guilty of it too. I am just as guilty as everybody else when it comes to doing shit that they probably shouldn't be doing. But I'm also at the top level. I fucked it up. The other issue is I don't practice doing this strat, so I might actually still fuck it up, but still. In theory, this should be easier. Sorry. I'm also fucking raging out for no reason. It's my biggest pet peeve in the world, man. When people just don't understand what actually makes the speedrun difficult. But, like, come up with their own pseudo-science theories as to, like, oh, it's hard because floor clip or whatever. And it's like, not really. Fuck me. Why am I fucking this up? I can't even do the baby strat because I have years of muscle memory of skipping this one missed bat. Hold on. It is stubbornness, yeah. It's stubbornness, and like also a big part of it is lack of knowledge. Like you just don't know. People don't even know like what would be better as a beginner. But the issue is when they're given the answer, because people inevitably ask, like it doesn't change their journey, or they end up giving up anyways. So maybe I'm just like Theseus fucking rolling his boulder up the hill, yelling at these people to like practice different shit, but like whatever. Whatever. That's another extra half second, but I'll just add that at the end. Never mind. Fuck. I just want to know how much time this actually loses. I need to know. And I keep fucking it up. Wrong Greek dude? Oh, my bad. Oh, I'm thinking of Ship of Theseus. What is it? Who's the guy who rolls the boulder? Who's Boulder Man? Sisyphus. You're right. You're right. Chris, bet. Chris and his boulder. It was literally as fast as my world record did it. It was off by 0.2. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, man. Sorry to get so emotional and heated over speedrunning, but this is literally my life, you know? This is the hobby that I've devoted the most amount of time to in my entire life, so I'm a little passionate. And that's okay. You don't have to be as passionate or as invested as me. Like I said, you can have your own journey, and that's okay with this game. You can do whatever you want with this game. This game is beautiful in that way that you can just have fun with it however you want. I just don't want people complaining at the end of the day about the wrong stuff or like, you know. And at the end of the day, the person asking wasn't even complaining. I was just, you know what it is? I was just dumping my feelings at the moment about how over the years so many people have complained and have quit over silly things in my eyes, which I should just accept that they were going to quit anyways. You know? That's how I should rationalize it. Does the level up eat wing smash? Yeah, I go over that in my tutorial. But essentially, during a screen freeze, your inputs are not red, but you can buffer one input out of the screen freeze, if that makes sense. So like if I do a wing smash input while the screen is frozen, it doesn't like hold all of those button presses. And then do the wing smash as soon as the input is over. But it'll let you do one input at the very end. So let's say I get a level up and I hold the jump button. As soon as the level up is over, I will frame perfectly buffer that jump. I had someone yesterday argue with me about like the dumbest shit in my YouTube comments, and I just had to like block them. So if you are that guy, thanks for being like a big dumbass. But they were trying to tell me that they discovered like some hidden cheat code by messing around with Game Shark, where it showed off like unused animations in game, and he's the only person that's ever found it. And I'm just like, yeah, cool, whatever, man. I also don't care. That's my other biggest pet peeve is when people try and like flex to me of all people that they like know shit about this game when I just don't care. When I'm just like, dude, I'm just trying to go fast. I don't care if you like, you know? It's my other big pet peeve when people try to like flex to me. It's like, oh yeah, well, did you know that like Muramasa is actually the strongest sword in the game? You just have to level it up. And I'm just sitting here like, really? Really? Is that the case? Muramasa, the blood sword that you level up can get to the max. Oh wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Except I don't fucking care. I'm trying to go fast. Actually, Heaven Sword is really quite useful because you could use it at a long range and it'll keep you safe while you do. I don't care! Do you know how long it takes to level up the Muramasa? It takes days! Literal days! At that point, you can fucking punch Dracula to death faster. Who fucking cares? That synced up with the song. That was really lit. 1626 and 2 days. Yeah. Like, it's one thing if people are like, hey, like, why do you actually, like, really not like Heaven's Sword? Because I always found it useful. Or, oh, but if you have two of them, it makes them better, or whatever. I will over-exaggerate my, like, frustration with Heaven's Sword on stream when I'm doing randomizers because it's funny and it's a meme. That's fine. But, like, when people try and argue, like, physically, like, no, you're wrong. Heaven's Sword is actually the best weapon because blah, blah, blah. And I can tell that they're not joking. And even if they are joking, it's not really funny to like play the role of someone who is like trying to argue about it. In my mind, most of those people are actually quite genuine, and if they try and say that they're joking, it's just a cover so that way they don't look stupid. It's not even the best flying sword weapon. Yeah, that's the thing. Rune Sword is just objectively better. Like if you want a sword that does the same shit Holy or Heaven Sword does but better, just use Rune Sword. Like, fuck, bro. Also, Heaven's Sword takes way too much grinding to get. Way too much grinding in the vanilla game. I'm pretty sure Rune Sword is, like, also kind of rare. You have to farm it off of dodos, if I remember correctly. But, like, if you're going to be farming dumb shit anyways... You know what I need to do? I need to just talk shit while I speedrun this game so I don't get distracted and I don't get nervous. Because I've been playing, honestly, like, not even that bad this run, and I've just been talking shit the whole time. I think that's the new play. Oh, never mind. I'm playing like shit now. Oh, well. GG's. What are they called? Heaven Knights or Cloaked Knights, I think is what they're called in this game. I don't remember. Fuck! You know what? Fuck it. Let's just play the game. I don't care anymore. We'll get some speedruns under our belt and see how we feel. This might actually be a wheel day. Today might be a day where we just spin the wheel. Imagine I get world record. It's possible. Okay. Is all relics on the wheel? Why would all relics be on the wheel? I could do an all relics run. It's not difficult. Not the wheel of awful ideas. Getting every relic isn't hard. I have the world record in that speedrun category, actually. Is 8% viable? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on what you mean by viable, I guess. Thank you for good luck. I need to focus on playing the game more, anyways. I'm happy I was able to rant and get some of my, like, anger and frustration out. Because that's shit that I've been holding on to for a long time. And for whoever was commenting about doing floor clip, I've literally forgotten because I got so into my rant. I have no ill will or ill feelings towards you, and I really do hope that you stick with this game, practice it, and get better, and are able to do the speedruns that you want to do at the end of the day. So I hope you don't take any of what I said personally, because it wasn't a personal attack on you. It was just me trying to vent my frustrations about a group of people that have tried to learn the speedrun for this game and quit for no reason. Well, in what I think is not a good enough reason to quit. Like, if you don't like the speedrun, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Or if you don't want to grind a speedrun out, like speedrunning as a hobby might just not be for you, that's fine. But like quitting because you're doing hard strats and then like, this is too hard. I'm not PBing. Why am I not PBing? It's like that stuff makes me like you don't need to nerf yourself. There's no reason to nerf your potential. I want everybody to enjoy their time playing this game and speedrunning it, you know? I want everybody to reach their potential, which in my eyes, most people can reach very high highs in this game. I fucked up. I don't think being like getting a sub 17 time, for example, is as long as you're playing on Xbox, obviously, because of the load times. But I think anybody could do that with time. Like, not even that much time. You know, if your goal is to like try and get a decent run and like get good at this game in whatever capacity you feel like you can get good at, it's like, it's very doable. It's so doable. And it can be done relatively quickly, you know? Sub 17, I don't think is possible on emulator. Playing on emulator, the time that you should be like looking for is like a sub like 18:30. That's closer to like a good goal time, and that's just an estimate. Emulator like is completely different. Does learning the speedrun make the game not as fun for casual play? No, because you get to learn so much more about how the game works. Like, I do. If the way I see it is, every time I play through the randomizer, it's just a new casual playthrough for me, but I'm just using the skills to try and get to a specific goal, which is the end of the game. Which, like, at that point, casual play and speedrunning kind of, like, merge into one, and you kind of get the best of both. Like, if you've seen me speedrun the randomizer, like, am I doing optimal shit all the time? No, sometimes I just want to mess around with some fun game interactions or show off, like, cool stuff that I know about the game because I think you guys would enjoy it, and it's fun stuff that I enjoy about the game. So, like, learning a speedrun doesn't make a game worse for casual play, but am I going to, like, walk around the castle instead of shield dashing? I'm probably going to shield dash because shield dashing is just faster and more fun for me anyways. You know? If I want to start speedrunning this game, I recommend any percent. Glitchless is actually a way harder category because it requires you to like know how to use Alucard's fists properly. You need to know a lot of mechanics, as well as like knowing how to wing smash well, knowing how to conserve your MP in specific scenarios. It takes a lot of experience to get good at Glitchless. Whereas any percent is honestly a lot easier. The glitches that you need to do in any percent are not hard. I promise you they are not difficult. The only 2 or 3 glitches you really need to know how to do is death skip, which is super consistent. You need to know how to do Richter skip, which again is consistent. It's a little bit more difficult input-wise, but with practice you can get it done. And then relic skip, which is also not that difficult. And I would say is easier than Richter skip. They're all like something you can learn in like 30 minutes, you know? Whereas glitchless would take like hours and hours of just kind of like learning the general game, which is way harder. I think Jupiter just took advantage of time that he had available to him, because he was streaming sotn speedruns like 8 hours a day. Like, he got good really fast, but he also spent hours and hours and hours and hours running the game and practicing. So it's like, no shit he got good fast. He spent his time practicing the game. You know? What's up, Tom D? Welcome. We're kind of in the middle of like a rant discussion where I'm talking about speedrunning this game right now, so hopefully you enjoy that. The shop glitch isn't necessary to get started. You could shield rod instead of duplicator. I wouldn't recommend people do that. And also, shop glitch is easy. There's no reason not to do shop glitch. It's incredibly easy. The hard part might be doing the book jump. But the book jump isn't a glitch, first of all. Second of all, I would say book jump is actually harder than Richter skip a lot of the time for a newer player to like sit down and just get it done. Your first time doing the book jump is going to be harder than your first time getting Richter skip. But over the long term, Richter skip ends up being harder for people that want to get it first try and to like do it in a run in a fast way, you know? Yeah, if you're upset that there's like people that are better than you, it's like, yeah, that's life. But it shouldn't be about comparison to other people. Which ultimately is where my frustration is coming from, because I'm comparing myself to other people. But it's the other way around. I'm comparing myself to people that don't want to learn how to do the game. And I'm comparing like what my expectations are on myself to what their expectations are on themselves, which is like one of the reasons why I'm frustrated. And I shouldn't be frustrated. But at the end of the day, I am. And I'm venting that frustration. And I hope you guys understand. And understand that I'm not meaning it to be rude or to like try and call out anybody necessarily. And it doesn't mean that I don't dislike any of these people that have done this mistake personally. It's a mistake I've made myself. So. I don't know. And it's okay to just want to speedrun casually, by the way. I started my speedrunning career as someone who was like, you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to do speedruns. But I kind of want to learn how these glitches work. And I kind of, you know, doing these glitches is fun. Is there any way that I could, like, you know, just like, I'll just do a run to see if I can, like, do all the glitches in a row that are really cool to me. And then I did that, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I got a time. My time is like, you know, it was like 25 minutes or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I could beat the game in 25 minutes. Would it be that much harder to beat it in under 20, though? And then I did that, and I'm like, oh, cool. Can I beat it in under 19 minutes? Under 18 minutes? And then once I got under 18 minutes, I'm like, wait, I'm actually kind of good at this game. Can I get under 17 minutes? Which at the time would have been world record. And I didn't get the first sub 17. I was trying to get it, but I was not the first to do so. The first person to do so was RomScout. But I eventually got my own sub 17. Oops. But it's all like progression, you know? It took me years to get to that point. But you don't, and the other thing is it doesn't have to take years, but it took me years because the path wasn't paved yet, you know? Nobody was doing like anything super notable in this game other than RomScout, and most of the information that RomScout had was just like ancient runes that only he could decipher, essentially, like him and a few other like really old school runners. But over time, community members made the knowledge more visible and more viable for anybody to just kind of pick up and learn from, you know? And now there's tutorials for like literally everything. What category should I go for if I want to do a full game but no glitches? Just glitchless is that category. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say doing the glitches isn't hard, though. So glitchless is going to be a way harder experience than doing just an any percent run. Any percent is super fast, super easy to learn. Like, why do people not want to do glitches? Honestly, like if you're in my chat and you're thinking to yourself, like, I want to speedrun, but I don't want to use any glitches. I'm just curious why. Like, what is the aversion to using something that is considered a glitch? Are you afraid it's going to be too difficult? Are you afraid that it's going to take away from the purity of the speedrun in some way? Do you want an experience that's closer to what your casual playthroughs were like when you were a kid? Because I can see more content of the game. I just don't prefer to do zip/skips for 90% of the game. Interesting. I guess I just can't relate. I've never found the idea of more or less content. Like, if I wanted to do more content, I would do a different category. But it's like, you got to learn how to speedrun the game in the first place if you want to see that content. Otherwise, just do a casual playthrough, right? Like, if your goal is just to see the content, then, like, just play casually at that point.
Your word.
Like, the idea of speedrunning at that point doesn't matter.
I'm interested in
It's actually the antithesis of speedrunning to just try and see content.
I'm interested in
This is a warm-up run. It's not super hot, to be honest. The point is doing both. Playing the whole game, but quickly. Okay. I guess the issue is then, like, how do you define the whole game? And that's what categories are for, I get that, but... Well, like, do you understand, like, in order to go quick, you're gonna have to practice smaller sections anyways? Like, you're gonna have to practice going fast through smaller sections anyways. So during those practice sessions, unless you just don't plan on practicing ever, which, like, that is some people's strategy. And to each their own, I guess, but you're not going to get very far without practicing. Yeah, this run was bad anyways.
Tribute? You steal men's souls
Thank you,
and
Rogue.
make them your slaves.
Damn, 10 seconds lost. Rough. Again, like I said, to each your own, but you're not going to get very far in a competitive speedrunning sense. But if your goal is just to, like, get better in general, like, even against your own times, it's much more efficient to do other kinds of practicing. But like I said, you can do whatever you want. I'm not here to, like, police how you want to play the video game by any means. I just know because I've gotten to the top level at this thing that what you are doing is not great for the goal that you might want to set for yourself. But if you want to reach that goal by under your terms with your own time, that's perfectly fine. Like, do whatever you want, and don't let me tell you otherwise. I just find it interesting that somebody would be, like, opposed to doing... Like, your goal is, like, I want to speedrun a game, but I don't want to do the things that make the speedrun easier. Or consistent. Or fun, even. I want to do all the stuff that's, like, not fun. I don't know. What did I come back to? I've been yelling at chat for like the last hour about how dumb they are. About speedruns in particular. And it's not even chat, it's just like my subconscious like understanding of... It's like an amalgamation of like interactions I've had over my entire period speedrunning this game. Telling people to stop doing floor clip, telling people to stop mashing shield dash so fast that they turn their wrists into dust. Like, all of those things are just culminated into me ranting about how, like, I am by no means perfect. I am not the greatest quote-unquote speedrunner to ever exist. I'm just somebody who has dedicated a lot of time and effort learning how to get good at something and knowing what it takes to get good at something. So when people tell me that, like, this is too hard because X, Y, and Z, and, like, I know those reasons are bullshit, it makes me mad. And then I was asking why people don't like glitches in speedruns because I'm just curious. And I honestly didn't find any of the answers that satisfactory for myself personally. But it's also because I'm not a person who has aversions to using glitches in a speedrun. So I feel like it's a false premise to begin with. Like, I'm not going to be able to understand them based off the premise alone. But I tried. I tried to understand it, at least. Whoa! This run was bad, but whatever. I needed to, like, break the practice mold anyways and just, like, finish a run. At the end of the day, all the info is there. Yeah, that's the attitude I like to say that I have a lot of the time, but every once in a while it just gets under my skin when, like, when that is the case, and then people make excuses, you know? Part of the reason I don't speedrun is also I know I can't get a hold of a 360 and I'm stuck on BizHawks. Yes. Thank you, Talek, for answering it calmly. But what is the problem with running on BizHawk? Let's assume that the premise is true, that they literally cannot get an Xbox. Like, every Xbox is it disintegrated, right? And there's no more to go around. But what is the problem with doing speedruns on BizHawk? It's a lot faster? Okay. But why is that an issue? Why is playing on a version that is slower an issue when you just want to learn and perform the speedrun? And you also have access to runs that you can compare against on that platform. I think that's another misconception that makes me very, very upset. Still sub 17. That run was sub 17 and I didn't... Yeah, whatever, man. You know what? Good point. See, this is why I get upset sometimes, but realistically, I should just try and talk to people sometimes as well.
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to...
Yeah, the opinion of, like, I need to run on the fastest console before I even get started speedrunning is just so silly, you know? Like, you can run it whenever you want, whatever you want, however you want it. Like, that doesn't, like, invalidate the speedrun, I guess. Using the wrong quote-unquote console. But, like, Either way. Yeah. Thank you for the GGs, guys. More specifically, your last wing smash has to be at the right position. Cryo. But the way that most people line it up is by counting their wing smashes. So it's not like directly based off the number of wing smashes, so you should just do like 7 wing smashes as fast as possible or whatever. But it's based off of your positioning when you do the last wing smash. But it's faster to get into that positioning by doing other wing smashes to get to that position. Which is why everybody wing smashes through that area.